Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity to speak to the resolution today. I'm pleased to present a resolution supporting the expanded access to wheelchair-accessible vehicles and most importantly, on-demand transportation for individuals with disabilities. Transportation is more than simply getting from one place to another. It's the connection to healthcare, the connection to employment, education, and full participation in community life. Counties understand this better than anyone else because we're often responsible for helping residents access these essential services. More than 3 decades ago, the American with Disabilities Act established a landmark commitment to accessibility by requiring public transit agencies to provide accessible fixed route service and complimentary paratransit for individuals who cannot use traditional transit because of a disability. The ADA has transformed the mobility for millions of Americans and remains the foundation of accessible transportation for our country. However, the transportation landscape has not changed dramatically since the ADA was enacted. Today, counties increasingly rely on a mix of public transit, paratransit, ride-sharing partnerships, microtransit, and other flexible mobility options to connect residents with the services they need. I'll cut this short by getting to the real point. And it's really about the demand access. Recently, a friend of mine by the name of Ashley was going through cancer treatment in chemo services. Now, Ashley was a vibrant, healthy, young 30-something-year-old. The chemo process essentially paralyzed her from the waist down for the rest of her life. And she is going through an adjustment process to just live a regular, everyday life. She's got a teenage son, and she's working through the process of adjusting that life. What she shared with me is in the transition process, she had a very difficult time adjusting to being in a wheelchair for the rest of her life, like getting to her appointments, getting to the grocery store, getting to her son's school events. And so there is a program, for example, with Uber Wave in most large cities where Uber, the on-demand service for transportation, you can select that and they know they're picking up someone with disabilities. Most cities don't have that. And so what this does, this resolution would encourage the federal government to include items like on-demand wheelchair accessible services so that people like Ashley, who may be transitioning into a life in a wheelchair, can have easier access to the resources that she needs to live a high quality of life.